Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TFH, or Todd if you like a real name. Tonight, we have probably one of the hottest matchups for this entire week. We got SMC versus Danglers. It's gonna be a really fun one to watch tonight. I'm sorry, I'm not joined by a co-caster sadly tonight, but that's no matter. We all get to have a piece of my mind as I bring you the action of two of the greatest teams in the North American region. Our first map, actually, I'm gonna go into our bans first. Though only one team banned a map here, and that is SMC, and they did their standard ban of Downfall. And Danglers actually opted not to ban a map because that's just how they roll. But the first pick from them will be a Danglers favorite, Tanker. We always really like seeing the Danglers play Tanker. They like to play very aggressively and put smokes and try to go for these really aggressive caps, which always keep the action going. And doing that against a team like SMC, who are very well equipped to counter that, we're gonna definitely see some high intensity, high octane plays coming straight out of that. Our lineups for tonight, as of right now, we're still waiting on one more for SMC, but bear with us. We have on the Danglers, and we have Executioner, Plenus, Stumping Up, Captain Riboman, and Rusher Z. On the SMC tactical side, the four people who we can see so far are Pone K, Captain Soda, Triple Nipple, and Landon Jordan. It's good to see our fellow caster Trip, and well, yeah, just our fellow caster Trip has made it to the front line, or the first line for SSU Tactical there. So that's a pretty good promotion you got there, Trip. Congrats. We are still waiting for one more. In the meantime, we can only speculate in chat, and I want to see this in chat of who do y'all think is going to win. This is probably one of the tightest matchups we're going to see so far. So this is going to be a really fun one. We're still waiting on the 5th SMC Tactical member here tonight. Now, SMC have done their normal ban of Downfall, which I don't think they've ever played. They only played Downfall once, and they actually didn't win that one because they just never practiced it. But that leaves so many map choices open for us. Good ones like Bazaar, Cargo, Suburbia, those just high intensity ones that are always fun to watch because ADHD people like me can actually watch it rather than wait for 3 minutes and then have to watch the plays happen in the final minute. gonna still wait for the action to come up here. Remember, both teams have a set amount of time to assemble their full roster before any kind of penalty gets incurred. And the final member is in. It is indeed Mr. Beefy, the real OG. And the real OG he indeed is. We will jump in on the Danglers side as Stumpy Nub, one of the greatest shieldmen in Onward, probably aside from Raphael, who I would argue is a better shield guy, but it's up for debate. Stumpy Nub chooses to go all the way on the top side to get that round sweep in before any action happens, but they're not giving me much time as their push is just immediate and only stops midway up the map. We will be defending inside the superstructure if you are used to nautical terms. If not, that is the giant tower thingy on a boat or anything that is above the hull. Taking a quick gander at the SMC lineup, they will only engage after people start entering in doorways, which is extremely smart. You have to check multiple corners if you even want to think about going into that building, so you kind of have to get really creative with it. Cake is able to find triple right off the get-go. There are still some more things happening here. Mr. Beefy's actually trying to just pre-fire, but they're still not finding anything. Rushers finding Pwn Cake. It looked like it was a mad flank. And then Beefy finds Rushers on the side. The Danglers are slowly dropping like flies here, even though Rushers is still could get res, but it's a very dangerous one nonetheless. Plenus finds Soda, but the revive does come out from Beefy, so everything's back to normal. Plenus gets really risky with that revive, and he will pay the ultimate price for that. Landon takes down the shield from Stumpy. And now only one Dangler is left, but Landon makes short work of that, and SMC takes the first map against Danglers. The Volk advantage is really appearing here. At least in the initial rounds. We can't judge a book by its cover, but we can begin to judge it by its first chapter. And SMC is beginning to take the momentum that we also talk about. It's the mental side of the game, and that momentum is so key in how your team carries itself mentally. And I'm wondering if SMC are going to probably take a different approach to this than how Danglers did it, because they just show that that defense is extremely powerful. Worry no longer. We're about to find out, because we are heading into round 2. The joyousness coming out of SMC Tactical. No one is choosing to go downstairs due to the risk of ambush in C4. We are going to see a superstructure push, and we are seeing some incredible pushes from Stumping Up, and I believe that is Pancake. Stumpy is playing his cards, but he didn't play it just right. Beefy is able to get that confirmation going, and Danglers already lose one on the get-go. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Plenus over there. Plenus is not looking behind him, and Captain Soda will make short work of that. There are actions happening on the side. Now it's only up to the 3 members who are inside the superstructure itself to defend the life out of it. Executioner will find Triple Nipple, getting SMC their first. I'm getting Danglers their first kill. I got my teams mixed up. Get these lasers on. Remember, the windows here are bulletproof. They're like made of the same material the shield is made out of. So Beefy finds Rushers and Rival Man finds Captain Soda. We are down to a 2v3 SMC's advantage, which is really good for this objective. 1 Dangler remaining on objective. If they play their cards right, we could see a cap here. But there are not enough manpower to do it, and Landon knows that, so he finishes off the round for them. And SMC take a second round. Very quick rounds happening out of here, as both teams are extremely aggressive on each other. We're seeing SMC actually, or I'm sorry, Danglers on their defense choosing to take more real estate without really having much coverage behind them. There are some places where you can use those windows to your advantage and be able to see enemies, call them out to people who are in relatively unseen places, and have them peek pretty accurately and take them out in an ambush kind of style method. But enough about hindsight here. We're going to move on to their next objective, which I have the pleasure of saying is a Dangler's favorite. It is none other than the forward objective, or the bow objective, or their card. There's no name for it. It is the objective, the Danglers objective, because what they'll do typically, at least in the days of Expediter, to smoke it out, run up, and cap. SMC know this as well. And so they're going to try to defend it as best as they can, as the pre-fire comes out of Pancake. Smokes on objective, just like I said. And Pancake is waving at the member of SMC who's in that invulnerable room. They're backing up their defense now, trying to wait for Danglers to come to them. And we are seeing a nice flank come out of Executioner. Trip will see him first and get the better of that. Rivalman is making his way below deck and getting poised for a good flank, but SMC are also ready for that flank as well. Pancake finds Plenus. And landed Jordan was able to find Rusher Z, and this is shutting down the Danglers on their own map pick.
Nice.
Rivalman will trade with Beefy, but it is not enough. SMC will take a third map against the Danglers. And now Danglers have found themselves against the wall. They have to pull out a win here and now if they want to win it on map 1. They got to change the playstyle up. Danglers are getting incredibly aggressive. That aggression is not helping them at all because they currently have yet to put points on the board, and their team is pretty deprived of kills. They only have they only have 5 kills across the entire board right now, whereas Beefy has equaled their entire team. We're gonna wait no longer to see what changes on the Dangler side here, as they will defend the objective that they are so known for attacking. We're going to see how they choose to defend this time. They might get pretty aggressive, but as long as they don't get too aggressive, they might work out for the better. Or they could try laying traps for SMC. Stumpy and Executioner, once again, getting relatively far out of objective, not too far. I'm not seeing anybody going below deck to flank. SMC have kind of halted their approach now to throw smokes out on objective, and a nice nade takes down Executioner. He's still able to call it out, but he might get double tapped here very soon. Cap Soda is going below deck for the flank. Might see that come around soon. C4 going up, doesn't find anybody, but Stumping Up is able to find Mr. Beefy, the real OG. And Landon is able to find Plenus, but Rushers is able to find Cap Soda too. We are now down to a 3-on-3 with SMC in the lead. Danglers against the wall, but it is not good because Pwnecake just found Stumping Up. Only 2 remaining members left for Danglers. They have to defend this objective to the grit. Rivalman still up on that top there is able to find Triple Nipple down to a 2v2. Everything's against the wall. Smoke's coming out. It looks like they're planning for a cap. A nice nade, but it's too far to find either Landon or Pwnecake. Play stops. Rusher Z and Landon might be quick friends here, as they're both looking through the crack here, but Rushers doesn't see if Landon is trying to find him. Once again, they are mano a mano. I think Rushers knows. They trade, and SMC wipe Danglers on their map choice. If that's a statement about momentum, I don't know what else is. That's not a statement about momentum. Todd can't talk right now. I'll be back. Map 2 is going to be, drumroll please, Cargo. Danglers are changing the lineup up. Either that or someone's loading in very slowly, but I do not see Plenus anymore. They're still waiting. Oh. And the fifth member, the Plenus replacement, will be a former teammate of mine, Nintendo, who is a great close quarters combat fighter, and I can assure you that personally. This is something Danglers definitely need to change something up here if they want any prospect of winning. They are now against the wall. They have lost map 1 pretty badly. Speaking of which, I did not update that scoreboard properly. But now, we are hopping into map 2, round 1. Will Danglers change up the memo? Or are they gonna let it the steamrolling continue? Nade falling short, not enough hot sauce. And more nades coming out here. This might fight Stumpy, and it does. It's only a down. The res might come out, but SMC is getting a little too close for comfort. The res does come out from Rival Man as they're both kind of pushed against the wall. Beefy runs in, gets caught up by Rusher Z. And the mortaring continues from SMC.
1 lane 1 on their side.
Riboman picks out Landon Jordan. This is looking good for Danglers here. It's the first time they really ever had a man-up lead that was so definitive. Homecake finds Stumpy Nub. And now we are into a 3v4. Homecake finds Riboman as well. Nintendo finds Homecake on the refrag, and Executioner confirms it. Triple finds Nintendo, and Captain Soda is on objective. He's not tablet out. He's looking for something, but it is not there. Executioner will be coming from behind, and SMC Tactical will win yet another with the last man standing. The Lion King reference coming out of Triple Nipple, and rightly so. SMC are incredibly strong right now going against the team of their level. Danglers still have yet to win one. They are letting their rival run away with it. Nice dance move, Strip. I'll have to hold that you to that.
You want to smoke? You want to smoke?
No, not even. I don't need one.
Okay. You do you, boo boo.
Free firing coming out of Landon Jordan. Doesn't find purchase, but that's okay. He shut down that lane anyways by doing so. Heavy lane 1 push coming out of Danglers this time. SMC have hunkered in, and Beefy is going on the flank. Rusher Z finds Landon Jordan, and Captain Soda finds Executioner all down the middle. A nade is able to find Captain Soda, thus opening up the objective just a little bit. And Triple Nipple and Pwnecake will rush in order to prevent any kind of cap, which didn't come out from Danglers, surprisingly. Trip's able to call out exactly where the rest of this push is, and Beefy will be waiting for this. Beefy finds Nintendo. The flank is working marvelously as SMC look to continue their wipe. we have a tunnel approach coming out of Rival Man, but this is probably going to get shut down as he is not paying attention, and Pone Cake is able to shut this down. Only Stumpy Nub remains. And Beefy is waiting very patiently for this to happen. He can hear him. If Stumpy Nub chooses to rotate, Stumpy Nub finds Beefy. He actually chooses to do the wise decision of rotating around now that he's given away his position with his gunfire. I think he just threw his tablet, but it doesn't matter anyways. Captain Soda finds Stumpy Nub, and SMC continue this amazing win streak that they have got going on and extend it to 6-0. At this point, it's got to be a mental game by now. When you're losing by 6 points in the entire game and you are looking like you're about to lose map 2, you have to be on a top-notch mental attitude if you want to be able to pull out of this. If not, it's just going to start spiraling now. You lost the first round 4-0. Doesn't matter. It's just 1 point in the grander scheme of things. The MMR is going to suck, but Danglers have to get this into their mind that they can still pull this win off. But they gotta be able to first find these small little rounds and not be nearly as aggressive, because SMC just waits on every aggressive move that they make.
Yeah, a mag, please.
Okay, can
Thank
I
you so
have
much,
your,
sir.
can I have your
Round 3, SMC looking to go for 7-0, which is an incredible score against a team like Danglers. Pone Cake finding Rival Man right off the start. I'll have what SMC's having. This is incredible. Triple Nipple and Executioner trade, but Triple gets the better of this. The revive can come out, and it looks like it will be from Landon. And yes, you are indeed. SMC, 5 men to 3. A nice C4 comes out of Stumpy Nub. And Rusher Z is able to find Triple with his AK-12 in a very clean kill. And now we are into a 3-3 situation. This is the closest it's pretty much been ever since Tanker. We are once again seeing a very remote defense from objective. Danglers are choosing to try to defend the lanes. Landon and Rushers trade. A nade comes out and only one member of SMC remains. Beefy shoots through the cracks in the tunnels, unable to find purchase.
One's in tunnel, one's in tunnel.
That's your own friend, Landon. That is your own buddy. Be pretty spooky though if he was right. There is only one Dangler remaining, and he is not getting aggressive with this at all. It is up to Nintendo to get what is looking like it's going to be a 3v1 right now, which is not ideal for him. Beefy's creeping up on Nintendo here, who's trying to be as slow as he possibly can to not make noise. Landon might see Nintendo here really soon. He's in a killable spot against that grate. But Nintendo gets the better of it. And he also gets Captain Soda in a nice double. And he goes for the triple, but is not able to connect it. And BP will get SMC their 7th straight round against Danglers. Oh man, if Nintendo got that triple, that would have been huge. Nintendo clearly is bringing it to play. He's one of their top players on the Danglers on this map so far. Tis a shame they didn't play him beforehand on Tanker. Probably could have seen a slightly different scoreline. From my time playing with him, I've always noticed he's always had this excellent battle sense about him. He knows where people are going to be. He knows exactly where what their plan is, and he reads that perfectly, and he's able to execute almost perfectly. And again, this Danglers, I'm gonna keep counting this, are going, I'm sorry, SMC is going for their 8th straight round with no counter. They're gonna try to send 2 across. It's successful. No one takes a hit. This is Danglers' time to try to peel it back. This is a game deciding round right here, right off the bat, and we've barely been casting for 30 minutes. Nintendo finds Landon Jordan, and Poke gets the refrag. Stumpy with the shield, he's bringing out in desperation. He's not able to find Poke. Executioner is able to find Poke. We are down to a 2v3. The remaining members of SMC are on objective. And they are going to be a little bit stretched, but Tripp's actually choosing to go out into a little bit more of an exposed position, but it is more directly on objective itself. This is for the game here. Oh, Stumpy sees him and is shooting him with the shield laser combo. Rushers is able to find Beefy. It is all up to our fellow caster, Triple, to make do with it. But Danglers finally find their groove and are able to get themselves around. Stumpy with the shield on this map is definitely something you want to be playing more, at least on the attack, but now Stumpy will not be defending, or will not be attacking with the shield, because he is on the defending side now, so no shield. Maybe Danglers have something figured out here and are ready to take it back. Danglers are pretty quiet about all this. They are in full focus for a team as jocular as they are. shots coming out. They are trying to pre-fire down the lane, and it does not find purchase. One member does make it over to the objective side. Now take a bit of time to focus on what's going on this side. And that is, well, the much. Nintendo is fearless. Always likes to shoot down those cracks there. Rusher Z finds Landon Jordan, and Nintendo gets that calm from right off the bat. C4 going off doesn't find purchase, neither does that nade. More nades coming out as Danglers just hold strong and hold their lines as they have like a diamond-shaped layout right now, if I can briefly show that. I don't want to show it too long. Something might happen. Nintendo peeks out, finds Captain Soda, but Triple's able to get that refrag. And now he is looting. Smoke's coming out. This might be the signaling of an attack coming out from SMC.
One dead on the
Trip
pipe.
finds rushers.
I can't see if their backside's there or not, but I don't see anyone far back there.
And there are more
Just
lasers
crossing the red
pointed
from the
at
other
him,
side,
but
he's going towards
they
the
do
left.
not. He's run across that twice. More nades just coming out. How many nades do we have, people? Triple finds Executioner, but it's a trade. Stumping up finds Poke. It's also a trade. Two trades at the same time. SMC with Beefy able to take the win. And Danglers weren't able to defend. Just as they were finding their groove, SMC take the map. And the game. So far, very decisively, 1-8. Our third map will be Suburbia Day. I don't think I'm seeing any lineup changes, so seems to be both teams are pretty happy as they are. Our first objective will be the red car, the north red car, or northeast objective if you're more of a explorer type, orienteering type person. And SMC will actually trade out Landon and bring in Edna. The famous Onward power couple will have their share of battle. By the sounds of those beeps, you know what time it is. It is Onward time. I am going to bring bring you right into that action.
Oh my god. Oh no.
We're seeing SMC take up the entire block section as some pre-fire comes out from the Danglers. More shots coming through, almost catch out Soda, but he ducks just in time. It's all that Beat Saber practice he has. And now Pwnecake finds himself at the spearhead of this Dangler's attack. He ducks and covers, and a very smart man he is. It's coming out. A little too much hot sauce, doesn't find Beefy. Now Beefy might himself get picked, but smoke's going away to prevent anyone from seeing him. Almost as if they're attacking the wrong objective. A nice nade goes out as well, perfectly timed, but just doesn't find purchase. Nintendo is going to try to take out this threat, and Beefy goes for the rotation as well. Triple will find rushers from the back red car, and Pwnecake will find Mexecutioner as well. Riboman finding Beefy. This is looking a lot more intense. This is the action now I was expecting to see out of SMC and Danglers. It is 3v3, one down each side. And the revive comes out, giving Danglers the slight advantage by one man. More shots come out from Riboman. He's not able to find anybody.
One by lane 4 house porch. Their spawn side.
More shots. I don't think he's able to find. I believe it's Pwnecake over there. No, Triple is actually over there. Pwnecake is down. But Triple's a little occupied, but he is able to find Riboman. He has to duck for cover, though, behind that Jersey barrier or a pylon. And Stumpy is able to find Triple Nipple, bringing it down to 2 members defending the objective. Edna and Captain Soda. And Captain Soda is about to have some company himself over at his house. Rusher Z is taking a nice leisurely stroll down the block, looking for Captain Soda, and he's looking very well. Captain has no idea it's there, and Rushers makes quick work of that. Now Edna is where all the pressure from what is left of the Danglers fall to, but that is no matter for them, as Danglers are able to get the nice flank on Edna Jordan and take a second round. Begin to see the Danglers kind of more into their groove here, kind of being very aggressive, but not too aggressive, where they're only sending 2 people out to support each other rather than have the whole team come out to support each other on a massive egress. We're not really seeing much strategizing coming out of the Danglers on their spawn either. As we hop into round 2 of Suburbia. Nintendo doing his tubeless little flick thing he does. And the pre-fire comes out to make sure no one is coming out through the middle house. Nades coming out right on time. Right on time for legality's sake. Triple Nipple is able to find Riboman. A huge pick to take down a team captain. Now that the Danglers are a ruly bunch. They've already pretty much taken up a whole block. Stumpy Dub and Beefy are next door neighbors here. Look at this pick. Beefy's not ready for the nub. C4 almost takes down Pone Cake, but Stumpy Nub actually C4s himself. Executioner C4's Edna though. The dual C4 strategy coming out, and Executioner does get taken down himself in the end. And SMC Tactical and Danglers are both into a 2v2 able-body situation.
Lean forward by our side. There's one parcel right now. There's one
Oh, don't forget. Oh no, the AK-5C has the ability to use a button action.
might still be there, I don't know.
Pone Cake and Triple are all that's left in order for this push, but luckily they're pushing on a side that isn't really well defended, so they could potentially bring the battle to the backyard. In the cookout of the ages. Pone Cake. Getting pretty close to these nades here, but he's trying to find some way to approach this objective here after all the... It's probably the slowest round I've ever seen this game. Rusher C is watching this lane like a raven. I do not know what just got thrown there. It looked like a C4, but you can't just throw C4.
I'll go all the way right side. Let me some time. We have 2 minutes left.
Pone Cake just on a whim rotates around to lane 4. Is trying to create a pinching move between the remaining 2 members of the Dangler. In order for them to win this one, this means that they're both going to have to win their battles, whichever one they may choose. They're going to have to communicate which ones they are battling against. Okay, he's choosing all the wrong times to... A trade between Pone Cake and Nintendo.
And I'm down myself.
Pone Cake gets the better of that. He's only down. Nintendo's completely out. So he's able to do these call-outs. I think Rusher Z is a little preoccupied at SMC. I'm seeing SMC winning out thanks to Triple Nipple. Catching Rusher Z off guard. It's good to see the Danglers are finally putting together a response for... I don't think I can even talk about it anymore. It was a murder too brutal. SMC, I'm sorry, Danglers are putting together a response for what I believe is a murder too brutal. 4-0 to 4-1 on the first 2 maps. That's pretty incredible. All done within 30 minutes, nonetheless. Our next objective will be another north objective. This time it's the white car.
But they're probably gonna be over there. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. I might actually try and pre-fire that side from over here. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-fire up lane 1 so you guys can get a little closer.
Finally, we're seeing some strategies kind of coming out from Danglers here as they try to at least get themselves a map win in order to minimize the MMR loss. At this point, they can take all they can get. Beefy finds Rival Man right off the get-go. And Stumpy's pre-firing finds no purchase. That was a weird out-of-body experience. Nintendo downs triple. Like I said, SMC's been pretty good about rezzing people. Especially on defense. But currently the objective, except the exception of Soda, is pretty open. If people can get past Soda and into that smoke there, they can potentially start thinking about entering 7 digits in and get Danglers a nice juicy 2 points. Nade's going on to objective. This is why we see the spread. Triple Nibble finds Nintendo and goes for the double, but trades in the process. A double is all he'll have to settle for. Danglers, 2 souls remaining with compared to SMC's 3, all of them along the backside as Captain Soda went down. Beefy will find rushers, bringing it down to 1 sole remaining member of the Dangler squad, Stumpy Nub, who's currently in a battle with Edna. She takes cover behind a series of PVC railings, which apparently are bulletproof. What are people building these houses out of? This is nuts. Beefy's hiding behind that car, so Stumpy Nub doesn't exactly know where he's at, but Beefy might be able to get that pick of someone like Edna or Rusher. I'm sorry, or the other remaining member of SMC whose name I do not remember. And Edna is getting the finishing kill on Stumpy Nub, giving SMC yet another win. Once again, we're seeing SMC kind of begin to run away with it. It's not a good thing for the Danglers' mindset as they try to take at least 1 map win here. And you can already hear those beeps. They're not even spending time strategizing. They're just trying to get it over with. Keep in mind, SMC Tactical, if they cap here, they take a 3-0 victory. Should be a huge statement. I think a lot of change will be coming in the Danglers methodology soon. Nintendo is able to find Beefy, and Ryman is able to find Pone Cake as well, giving Danglers a really nice victory at the get-go. Edna's able to find Rival Man, Triple Nipple's able to find Stumpy Nub, and Triple and Nintendo are locked in battle now, along with Mexecutioner, who's unable to avoid Triple Nipple, but Nintendo's able to get that refrag. Edna is working her way back up after getting kind of sidetracked in the playground. We'll try to go for this res, but might encounter some issue with Nintendo along the way. She ducks for cover just in time, is able to get around to it. Nintendo's going for the go around. Kind of standard Nintendo strategy, as he likes to kind of throw his frenemies about, and it is able to get Edna. I'm listening to Nintendo. Able to get Edna and secure yet another win for the Danglers. It's good to see them scoring. It really is. I was anticipating like 3-4 rounds and whatnot. So it's kind of good to see them back in their groove. I don't know where they were for the first 2 maps, but it's definitely an improvement. Two action on Suburbia. Danglers total score. SMC Tactical have won the game 3-10 with the 2-map win on Tanker and Cargo. And very definitive wins nonetheless. Danglers are fighting it out for the final final map, I should say. And this objective now is one of my all-time favorites. It is dun dun dun, the middle house. I zoomed in wrong. Just imagine I nailed that right. Potty mouth coming out of SMC, a bunch of burly men and a woman. Beefy will try to defend, ensuring people have a clean entry into this middle house. No one has gone upstairs yet. Rival Man is going to look for Triple, but Triple is going to be ready for that. Able to take that down. Executioner's tossing a nade toward the general vicinity of Beefy. Will not find anybody. Beefy still is yet to make an approach. No one is upstairs. Well, everyone's actually upstairs now. I was looking at that wrong. Doorways, they're hard. Nintendo working his way in along with Rusher, Stumping Up, and Mexecutioner are all preoccupied with setting up a firing squad on Mr. Beefy, the real OG. And now they're trying to throw nades, one of which has failed to make any kind of mark on Captain Soda. It's a really hard little crack you have to hit. That one fails as well, but it's a smoke, so it doesn't matter anyways. Nintendo finds Beefy, but gets shot down by a firing line of Triple, Edna, and Pone Cake. Oh, and a nice double comes out of, I believe that was Mex. But Pone Cake is still upstairs to defend it from the likes of Rusher Z, who is the last remaining member. Oh no, there are 2 remaining members. There's Stumpy Nub and Rusher Z and Pone Cake now. This battle is the winner decide all here for the staircase. Well, not really. It's already been decided, but there will be no cap coming out, at least unless Pone Cake really messes up. But now Stumpy Nub has taken his sweet time. I think he's ran out of utility. He's trying to peek it. But Pwnecake will get the better of that and give SMC a third victory on map 3. On round... Yeah, on map 3, yeah. Tripping over my own words, man. Get it together, Todd. SMC once again are on match point. And Danglers have now only just got them enough points to win one map. Let alone any of the 3 that we have so far seen. Once again, I think the casters are the most potty-mouthed individuals of any members of Onward. We head into round 6. Capsule is immediately able to find Executioner. But he himself gets caught up by Nintendo. Stumping now be able to find triple. Looking like Danglers want to stay in this, at least take one map. But BP has other ideas as he takes down rival man Nintendo. Able to peer through that bush. And Pwnecake rotating back as Captain Soda gets taken down by, or actually him and Stumping Up trade. Getting that confirm, which isn't really needed, but only one member of SMC Tactical remains. Whoops. Wrong side. That is Pwnecake. We're just going to let him control the camera for a bit. He does find Nintendo on a very surprise ambush kind of style peek. And I can't tell if that's the other player, but it sounds like Pwnecake almost getting blown up by C4. He's trying to go around and see if he can approach this middle house and at least get them the final kill, but this house is really hard to defend, or really hard to attack. Because typically you'll have the last guy upstairs, which is the case, as once again we are into the Pwnecake Rusher Z case. Pwncake's wanting to take the battle outside. He's wanting to be cashed outside. At least in the words of like a 13-year-old girl on the Dr. Phil show. Pwnecake is doing everything he can to avoid going into the middle house. Ooh, I just phased through a window. We're just trying to follow the action here. I might just go over to Rusher's side because he's not moving around. Rusher's also is pretty smart about that. He's ducking down. Half the match time has gone by. 2 minutes 57 remaining. Now he knows he has no other choice than to try to duke it out. Nade goes up, and it's a smoke. And it's pointed the wrong way. And Ponecake is able to get the win on that, giving SMC a 3-0 victory overall. Stunning performance from SMC. Absolutely stunning. They came here to play, and they definitely showed Danglers that is exactly what they wanted to do. 3-12 victory. Just let that sink in. An SMC versus Danglers match went 3-12 in favor of SMC Tactical. Well, my mind has been blown today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure yours have been too. And we here from the Onward VR Master League and the VRML in general would like to wish you a good night. Take care.